there are a number of things. Now, Ghana has been improving its economic freedom, but it's still 113th in the world, so there's a long way to go. Implementing the recommendations of the audit from SA would improve things dramatically, because you would have a more effective, less corrupt government. Tied to that, most importantly, is improving the rule of law. No nation can be prosperous or have economic freedom without a strong rule of law. Without a strong rule of law, an impartial rule of law, the rich and the powerful will take advantage of their positions to increase their own wealth and power and not help the people of Ghana. With the rule of law and economic freedom extended to all, everyone can start their own business, create their own prosperity, and find a good job. So the rule of law is key. The next important point is to deal with regulations. Ghana ranks 160th in business regulations out of 165 jurisdictions. So the only places in the world that have more red tape tied up in business are places like Iran and Nicaragua and Venezuela. Just cutting that red tape would be fairly straightforward, and again, it would unleash a wave of business growth like Ghana has never seen before. Well, the measure I have is of overall red tape. So reading the report is what will tell you specifically what needs to be cut. But Ghanaian businesses spend far too much time on administrative requirements. They spend hours and hours and hours, instead of improving their products or finding opportunity, figuring out how to get by with business regulations. Taxes are too complicated. Businesses, again, spend hours and hours and hours working through it. And the ability to set up businesses, to create jobs and prosperity, are limited by very difficult regulations. These, and by the way, all this adds to corruption. If you have a whole bunch of regulations and they're slow and difficult, then there's somebody to pay off to move ahead. But without these regulations, if you can make your own decisions, there's no one to pay off, and corruption withers. There are literally tens of thousands of Ghanaians right now who would be able to start or expand their own business if the regulatory burden meant they could spend time, was reduced, they could spend time on their own business rather than trying to cut through the red tape and feeding government.